We are back, boys. It has been a very long time since I've done this, but welcome back to the channel. It's been about a month, so I do apologise. But yeah, today we're here to look ahead to the restart of the season, a bit of transfer news. Obviously, the World Cup is done, club football is back, lovely scenes. And today we're just going to discuss Leicester's remainder of the season, where we will look to finish, if you want to challenge for the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, that sort of thing. We'll talk about the transfers. Obviously, January is only just around the corner, just over 10 days away. So the rumours will start coming in for the January transfer window as well. So, yeah, I'm just going to wait for notifications to send out, wait for you guys to come in here, and we'll get kick-started. As always, get involved in the chat. It's good to be back on the streams. I've got a bit of a cold, so my voice probably sounds a bit weird. But we move MKOA on Tuesday. Lovely stuff. So yeah, just for getting to drop a like on the stream, subscribe as well to the channel if you haven't already, and hopefully everything is running. I haven't done this in about a month or so. But, yeah, let's get started then. As we can see, as we know, Leicester are back finally, and I think yeah, my voice is dead. But yeah, remainder of the season then. Obviously, there's still a long way to go. We'll look at the table in a minute, but for me, most importantly, obviously Tuesday we've got MK, and I think one thing personally, honestly, Leicester really try and win the Carabao Cup this year, because I think there's a good chance. So see what we'll do. But yeah, Ant is in here. What a man. I rate we finish in the East Mids. I don't know if I'm missing anything there, but yeah, I hope you're doing all right, Ant. You're the only one in here so far, so good start. Probably because I haven't streamed in a while, but yeah, remainder of the season. I think if you get the league table on the screen right now, as we can see, Leicester currently in 13th, which obviously isn't great, but it's better than what it could have been at the start of the season. So yeah, obviously 17 points. We're not really that far away from Europe, really. Obviously Brighton in 7th. We're not too far beyond, really. So you know, there's a good chance for us to get a few results, push on, and then really trying to get a European finish. But as we know, if Leicester start the season poorly, it could really turn a bit sour. So we'll see what happens. You're an MK. I will be on. Am I right to pick up that Liverpool ticket still? I think I'm going to get there quite early, so I should be right. We'll finish 7th. I'll take that. As long as we get top half, don't get relegated, which I don't think we won't now. Top half, do well in one of the cups, and I think that would be pretty solid. So that's the main thing I want to see from this season, just to kind of keep building. Obviously, Europe would be good, and it's still very possible. But I think the way we started, I think top 10, stay up, do well in the cup. I think I'll take that and look forward to next year. But yeah, I'm going to go through some transfer news because why the hell not? I think obviously January's around the corner. It's going to be an important window. My mate has a ticket. I'll ask him. Yeah, that's all right. It don't have to be MK. If you want to do it at Liverpool, it's fine, but just easier, isn't it? So yeah, transfer news. Obviously, January's around the corner. As we know, we didn't do anything in the summer. So, geez, the stream is popping off tonight. Some people are coming in here now. But yeah, January's around the corner. And I think we're going to start to see some rumours come in. We already have slightly with the likes of Azzedine Ounahi. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Obviously, Morrocan, who's heavily impressed in the World Cup. The price tag is quite a lot, though. But I think January rise, obviously, the main thing for me, keep hold of Maddison. I don't know about Tillemans. Obviously, there's always seems to be some rumours around with Tillemans. Maybe look to bring in 2 or 3 players just to strengthen the squad. I don't really expect Leicester to go out spending 30, 40 mil on 3 different players, because it's not going to happen. But I think, keep hold of the core of the squad, which I think we should do, and then try and build upon that into January, bring in a few players, and look to continue, or look to have a much better window than the summer, which is not hard to beat, is it? But yeah, obviously the main rumour we've heard in the last couple of days is this man, Azzedine Ounahi. I think that's how he says, or Azzedine Ounahi, I think it is. Obviously, Moroccan is done very well at the World Cup, as you know. I think everyone knows how good the whole team were. And Ounahi in the midfield with Amrabat impressed a lot, and that is why there's a lot of interest around him. And Leicester are one of those clubs reportedly. Barcelona are apparently interested in him, but obviously he's currently playing his football at Angers. I think that's how you say it, Angers in Ligue 1, and he signed there last year for 300,000, which is crazy considering right now the price tag being reported is 40 million. So yeah, it could be an interesting one. We'll talk a bit about this. Obviously, if there's more links, I'll go into more detail. But I don't think there's much point discussing it too much because it's just interest. And I did hear that Angers are looking to Angers, whatever they call it, are trying to do a contract or something. So Leicester family's back. I'm trying to be back. My voice is killing, and MK ain't gonna make that any better. But yeah, I will be at MK. I will be at Liverpool as well. So lots of vlogs on the way. Sadly, I won't be at the Newcastle game because it's Boxing Day and I got to go around family. So that's that. Yeah, Ounahi. I've done a bit of research so far. Well, so far in his career, he's played as an 8, which I think he more has for Morocco, him alongside Amrabat in there, and he can play as a 10 as well. His key qualities are progression on the ball, which I think watching the games in the World Cup is clear to see. He's very good on the ball. Looks to drive things forward. Progressive passes are good as well. Yeah, that's about it. Really, he's quite a well-rounded midfielder, but obviously it's a massive risk. 45 mil, as Ant says, is crazy. It is a joke. It's obscene, really. I don't know. Obviously, he's done well in the World Cup, but that's only how many games? 5, 6, 7 games, and to considering he signed for Angers in the summer for 300,000, to jump up from that much to that is pretty crazy. I think on transfer market he was listed about 3 mil, so 45 is a bit, a bit. It's crazy, really. I think 25 mil is a bit crazy itself, but yeah, it is a big risk. Obviously, Tillemans, as we know, there's always rumours around him going to Arsenal, that sort of thing. Do I think he'll go in January? Probably not. Let me know thoughts in the chat. And Tillemans, we'll discuss him a bit later on. But I think with Tillemans, he's going to go in the summer, which is obvious. So a replacement is needed. We were linked with a few players in the summer. Hassan Mawar was one who did. I don't think actually went anywhere, did he? Hassan Mawar. We were linked with Kochka, I think, from Feyenoord. The guy, yeah, I think it was him, weren't it? And a few others in there as well. So we'll see. Hassan, welcome to the stream. We desperately need a left-footed right winger. I think a right winger is essential, yeah. I think Beauregard, obviously, we were linked with him in the summer. Can't remember if he's left-footed or not, but we definitely need to sign someone. Obviously, playing Maddison there has worked well, but I just think, if Maddison gets injured, I don't think Maddison's going to play against MK, which obviously the team will get changed anyway. But say if Maddison's not playing, who's going to really play there? Perez is probably going to leave. Dennis Pratt played there against Leeds, who was pushing for a move in January as well. So, yeah, it's a big hole, as we know. We still don't replace Mahrez, so it's something we need to address quite quickly. So, yeah, I think on transfer fronts, I don't expect Leicester to do too much because not many teams usually do it in January. Obviously, the World Cup, as we've seen with Ounahi, he's going to create a few more links here and there. And I think, although, Leicester players, most of them didn't do great in the World Cup, I guess that's a positive, really, because it means there won't be that much interest. If you cast your minds back to 2018, when Maguire played so well for England, the amount of rumours and transfer links after that World Cup was crazy. So I think that is a positive. Obviously, Belgian boys were pretty dreadful, to be fair. Not them themselves, obviously the whole team when they went. And Tillemans barely played, Faz barely played, he wouldn't play at all. Stanley played most games, I think. So Ghana, Marty did quite well. Obviously, Mendy did pretty well for Senegal as well. Maddison didn't get a look in, which is just stupid. So yeah, I think the boys will be. I think everyone's back apart from Maddison right now. I believe he's still out in Dubai based on his Instagram story. So apart from that, everyone should be back for the Tuesday game. But yeah, on transfer news, I think right now we won't talk too much. But the only one being massively reported right now is this man, Azzedine Ounahi, which I think I'm saying his name right. Obviously, based on watching him, he's a fantastic player, and I probably would take him. But 45 mil for someone who's just played a few good games in the World Cup, no one's ever heard of him before the World Cup. I guess you could say the same about Wheat Fades, but he's playing for an Angers side who are doing pretty poorly, I believe, in Ligue 1. Signed for 300,000. It's a bit of an interesting one, but we'll see what happens. If Tillemans does go and we get 20 mil, which I think I'd probably be less than that. But if you do sell Tillemans, get a bit of money for him, we could potentially go for him. But there will be a lot of interest. Barcelona are reportedly interested in him as well. So yeah, let me know thoughts in the chat, boys. Would you take him? Would you not? Thoughts on the 45 million price tag, which I think everyone's going to agree is pretty crazy. But let me know what you guys are saying because I need to have a drink because my mouth is dead. Helped in this in a while, and my plan is to actually upload or stream pretty much every day apart from Christmas Day for the next up till New Year's. So that's the plan. Obviously, the MK preview tomorrow, MK vlog Tuesday or early Wednesday morning, MK reaction on Wednesday. Thursday we'll have some Thursday we'll have some transfer news. Friday will be I'm lost, man. When's Christmas Eve? Saturday, isn't it? I don't know. I'm going to try and upload as much as I can, pretty much. But yeah, back onto what I was saying at the start of the season. Where can we finish this year? I think it's a tough topic. Obviously, I discussed it briefly, but I'll go over it once again as one of you guys in it. So I was going to quickly get the Premier League table back up on the screen. As we can see, we're 13th. Villa above us on 18 points, and you've got Palace, Brentford, Fulham all on 19. Chelsea, Brighton on 21. So realistically, we're not far away from a few victories, and we're really back up there. And I think if we can achieve a few wins, which is going to be difficult with the games we've got coming up. We've got obviously Newcastle and Liverpool in the Premier League. There's some easier fixtures against Fulham, and I think it's Forest, isn't it? So it's going to be tough. Newcastle at home, I'm actually confident for that. I think we can get something from it, but obviously Liverpool away is always difficult. And then you got those winnable games against Fulham and Forest, which for me, we need to take a minimum of 4 points. Forest away will probably be quite difficult. I'll take a point there potentially, but apart from that, we need to be taking at least next 4 games. I'll be happy with, I don't know, I'd say 9 points, but it's a bit optimistic, isn't it? It's a bit optimistic. Maybe 6 or 7 points I'll probably take, but yeah, I think long term wise, there's still a long way to go. You can't really predict it right now, so we could get some key injuries to Maddison. God forbid it doesn't happen, but you know what I mean. Anything could still happen. We could lose a key man in January. Could lose, like I said, some players could get injured. So a long way to go, but I think, if we continue this form, which we did before the break against West Ham, Everton, Wolves, Leeds, Forest, etc., I think we can really push on this year and really have a strong finish because, although we started the season so poorly, there's still a good chance for Leicester to really climb up into the top half and then start a late European push, which I still think we can do because based on how we were playing before the World Cup, I thought we were absolutely excellent. So that is what we've got to do. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the chat, boys. If you've got any questions, the chat's quiet tonight. I know I haven't streamed for about 30 days, but yeah, the chat's quiet, boys. The chat is quiet. I guess you guys are probably still shocked after that flipping World Cup final, which I think is it is the best game I've ever watched. Like honestly, it's crazy. It's just drama all over the place. You thought Argentina were easily winners at half time. France turn it around. I think Argentina won it in extra time, and France get an equaliser, and then they win in pens. It's crazy, but yeah, let's talk about Leicester because Leicester are bad. We've got the mighty MK Dons on Tuesday, which I'm actually looking forward to. It should be a very good away day. If any of you guys are going, let me know in the chat. But yeah, it should be a quality away day. So looking forward to it. Obviously, hopefully we can get the win. It is a potential banana skin. I'll discuss this a bit later tomorrow. Sorry, in the MK Dons preview. If you don't know, MK Dons have actually been playing before like the last 2 weeks. I think they beat Portsmouth on the weekend. They recently sacked their manager as well. I didn't realise they've got Will Grigg up front as well. Exactly. Do you think we'll sign anyone in January? I do think we'll sign at least one player potentially on a loan with an option to buy. Something like that, maybe something similar to if you cast your minds back to a few years ago with Tielemans on loan from Monaco. So, yeah, I think we'll bring someone in. We should do, really, shouldn't we? Considering we signed no one, we signed barely anyone in the summer. The Fofana money, I think we'll have a bit more of that on instalments. I think it is. I'm not too sure. So yeah, we should have enough money to go out there, buy someone, and look to strengthen the squad at least. Yeah, I think we will. When is your show with Ant starting? I think I'm not too sure, to be fair. I imagine it might be when I don't know what day it's on, but I imagine the next couple of weeks. Maybe this week. I'm not sure. He'll let me know, but I imagine it'll be on Wednesday if it is. But yeah, I'm not too sure. But yeah, I'm probably going to get Anton here a few times in the next couple of weeks if he's up for it. If my Wi-Fi can actually manage it, because I still have to stream on my phone, have the laptop down here, which is why I always look over. So streaming setup is phenomenal, but improvements needed. But yeah, I think there's not really too much to discuss, really. I think it's just that build up now to the MK game in the Carabao Cup, which is a competition I really think Leicester should be winning this year. He talked about it on his channel last night. Yeah, I think I do watch a bit of that stream, but yeah, it should be starting fairly soon. I don't know if he wants me to say that it's going to be me, but I don't know. I don't know, Carmen. I don't know. What's the latest on Ricky P? To be fair, I'm not too sure. I haven't really heard anything. What I do know is that obviously he went out to the training camp in Abu Dhabi a few weeks ago. Had some very light ball work with trainers on, so nothing with boots or anything. But I think he's still recovering. I don't think he'll be back for January, like some reports did say. So I imagine maybe February, March time for Ricardo, but you don't want to rush him back. I think the season's a write-off, really. You know, he'll probably reach his top game if he can ever reach it again in May. So, yeah, Ricardo, I think we're going to be looking at February at least, I think, right now, unless... to be fair, I haven't really heard of anything. I think the press conference on tomorrow, if it is tomorrow, will be very interesting to see how Leicester is shaping up. Obviously, we don't know if anyone's currently injured or anything because nothing's really been said over this break. None of our pre-season games have been shown. Obviously, I think we drew 0-0 to that Troyes team, and then apparently, according to people, we beat Sheffield United 3-0. So, yeah, I don't know why Leicester have been so secretive. Every other team has played their international friendlies on a live stream, showed it on Twitter with updates, but Leicester, no, secretive FC. So who knows? But yeah, apart from that, I think pre-season or mid-season, we played 2 games. We drawn 1 and won 1 and kept clean sheets in both, which is positive. But don't hold me on the Sheffield United result. Honestly, I don't really know. Still the GOAT. So he's the GOAT. The GOAT. I don't know if you, but I really Plateau plays at Equine. I don't know. To be fair, who that is. Never heard of him. To be fair, I can't lie. My outside of the Premier League, my football knowledge ain't great. But in the Premier League, I think that's quite high. But yeah, I think January. I think it's quite obvious that Leicester will want to sign a centre mid, maybe a centre back, maybe a right winger. Actually, maybe a left back as well. With obviously James Justin. I keep forgetting that Justin's out injured. So yeah, I imagine it will be Luke Thomas and Castagna being the fullbacks until January unless we start someone. So we'll see what happens. Josh, you're going to MK. Indeed, I will be there. I'm in lower tier behind the goal, so should be good. Going to Liverpool, I will be there as well. I'm going out Liverpool. If my bus gets into Liverpool early, I might get a taxi into the centre, but if not, I'll just hang around the ground for a bit. But yeah, I will be at Liverpool and MK away, so looking forward to that one. No worries, mate. Leicester fan, beautiful stuff, mate. Welcome back. Hamza Chowdhury is injured, but I did see that actually. That's a good discussion actually. I'll keep that on the screen. Hamza Chowdhury, I believe it's a loan with an option to buy. Haven't really watched him, but if you can let me know in the chat, has Hamza been playing well for you guys or not, or has he been quite average? Do you reckon you'll sign him or not on a permanent? Because I think for us, it's probably worth just selling him just to free up some cash, really. Indeed. If I speak, I'm in big trouble, big trouble. So yeah, I agree, Kyle. It should be classic, shouldn't it? Yeah, I'm buzzing to be back on the away days. Obviously, MK is cheap. It's down the road. 6,500 of us going down. It should be class. Liverpool is Liverpool at Christmas, so that should be fantastic as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the Newcastle game as well. Although sadly I won't be there, but I don't know why. I really think we can go out there and get a big result against them. Obviously, Newcastle have been fantastic this year, but at home we usually do quite well against them, apart from in lockdown. So yeah, should be decent. What's happened to my profile picture? I don't know. Is that Kelly? Yeah, it's Kelly. Isn't it? I'm looking in the chat, boys. There ain't much Madison logos going around here. It's poor, isn't it? It's poor. Not happy with this. No, there's no Daniel Iverson either. Chowdhury's brilliant. Fair enough. I think Chowdhury, he's a good player. I just don't think he suits the way Leicester want to play, really. I don't know. I can't really. Sometimes he's really good, and sometimes he's quite good on the ball, but other times he's a bit reckless. But yeah, as Sean says in the chat, we have Samara, we have Ndidi, we have Mendy, who I think Brendan rates ahead of Chowdhury, which I don't. I don't. To be fair, watching Mendy for Senegal and getting called up for Senegal and playing games for Senegal, I think he's kind of got a right to really say Mendy ahead of Chowdhury, really. But yeah, I think centre mid wise, we are. I think the main thing for me is Ndidi. Obviously, he's back fit now, but I wouldn't be surprised if he plays against MK and picks up a slight injury, which is a slight injury, then he's out for another month. Because right now, Ndidi. Yeah, it's just his injury. Obviously, last year was injured a lot. I think the last time he played consistently was in lockdown, weren't it? When the season we won the FA Cup. So yeah, he just always seems to be injured right now, and he's following down the same path as Ricky P and Justin. Obviously, not as severely. His Championship level, yeah, I agree. Maybe bottom tier Premier League potentially, but I think he's a good player, and I think maybe if Hamza got a loan move to just someone like a Watford a bit earlier, maybe 2019 or 2018 time, he could have been a much better player. I think the loan move just came a bit too late for him. So yeah, it's a shame. He's a local boy, up the Loughborough. Love that son. Getting him back in there. If we get promoted to Chowdhury, will struggle. Yeah, that's always the case. So it's just that jump from the Championship to the Prem. I haven't actually. What is the Championship table looking like? I haven't looked really, to be fair. I believe it's quite close, isn't it? Let's have a look. Burnley, Sheffield United, it's Burnley clear, aren't they? Watford are fourth. Yeah, you still got a good chance then. There we go. The main man himself. But yeah, I'll stay on for another 8 minutes so, boys. My voice is killing some ropes right now. MK, I'm going to be struggling as well. If you're going MK though, if you do see me, feel free to get in the vlog. If you guys are sitting in lower tier behind the goal, I should be around there, so feel free to get on the vlog, get some score predictions in. I will be wearing a Santa hat as well, so up the boys. So yeah, lovely stuff. Yeah, I think that's about it really. We've discussed some transfers. We talked about a bit about MK. Most importantly, the Leicester back. That is the main thing. Finally, although the World Cup has been very good, I will admit it. I'm not really the biggest fan of international football, specifically on England and Gareth Southgate. But I think you have to admit it. That was a crazy World Cup. Crazy World Cup that was. Need that could be on flight when you see 100%. I think MK is going to be interesting actually because obviously Dak has usually been starting and Vardy gets involved. But I want to see Iheanacho play. Maybe two up top. I don't think Madison's going to play against MK. I don't think he's even come back to Leicester yet. So I think it could potentially be two up top. Dak and Iheanacho or Vardy starts. Obviously, there's pretty much a full week, 6 days between the MK and Newcastle game. So it's not like we've got to really rotate the squad too much. And considering the circumstances with Leicester, that's been the first game back in over a month. Maybe you want to go out there and play the first team squad, get some minutes in them against lower team in MK, and then obviously try and build that up into the Newcastle game, which could be a slight advantage for us as well. So it should be very decent. Okay, round of the latest Leicester news. Oh, sure, I will. I believe everyone is back fit apart from Ricardo. For these games, obviously we've got MK on Tuesday. Madison, I believe, is missing for MK as he's not back yet. Transfer-wise, we're linked with Azzedine Ounahi from Morocco, who obviously impressed there, currently plays for Angers. And apart from that, to be fair, mate, there's not too much going on. So I think we'll find out a bit more tomorrow in the press conference, if he's doing a press conference, which I assume he would be, considering we haven't played in a month. Messi won 2 or 3 times World Cup. Yep. What a final. What is your starting 11? Do you mean for MK or in general? Let me know. We're after Ounahi. Indeed, we are. Braywood to start on Tuesday. I wouldn't be against that, especially if Madison's not playing. I think maybe you could play lots of Perez, but if Perez wants to leave in January, maybe Sammy Braywood does get a chance. But I know MK have been poor so far this year. I think they're bottom, but it is a potential banana skin because obviously MK haven't played their feats before this. They've sat their manager. They'll be up for it with their 10 fans or so, and it could be a difficult game. So although it's probably the easiest team we could have actually got, which is obviously a blessing. Our Carabao Cup draw has been flipping well easy so far, and the FA Cup one, which is a banana skin as well. But yeah, MK played on the 3rd of December, so they've been playing for ages. They drew to Burton, lost to Fleetwood, lost to Bristol Rovers, and beat Portsmouth. So yeah, MK have been playing for a while. They are actually they're not bottom, they're 22nd in League One. So well, it doesn't really make a difference, does it? But oh yeah, the chat's popping off, boys. We'd love to see it. Apparently, we have around 4K in there as well. I'm not surprised, to be fair. I think I looked at their ticket map a few weeks ago, and there's so many empty seats. It's just embarrassing. But yeah, to be fair, I think quite a lot I think loads of Leicester fans forgot that it actually went on sale, missed it. So I think I'm quite lucky that I managed to get a ticket. So Facebook, yeah. To be fair, I would not be surprised at all. Obviously, it's really local. Obviously, and actually, I won't say that. I think, yeah, I won't say the rest of it. Facebook, indeed. 45 million for Ounahi. Yeah, exactly. It's going to be difficult to get him, but what I was saying is lots of Leicester fans live down that area towards MK, so I think loads of people will be wanting to go to that. All right, Villa boys, welcome to the stream. Hopefully you are doing all right. We're playing Newcastle on Boxing Day. Indeed, we are. Big game it is. I think it's a massive game. I think if Leicester can pick up a win there, it could be crucial. So MK beat Pompey away 2-0 yesterday. Indeed, they did, which is a big result for them actually. So I think they'll be fairly confident. But yeah, realistically though, even though Leicester haven't played, we should be beating them. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. MK play a 3-4-3 formation, which is interesting. Will Grigg on the bench? What boy? But yeah, to be fair, I think Leicester we should win, shouldn't we? And I think more or less, I'm just looking forward to get back down the away days, seeing all the boys and having a good one. So that's what I'm more bothered about. Obviously, the result I think we'll get anyway. So we got the Liverpool Box today at Villa Park. To be fair, I reckon you'll beat them. I do. I reckon you will beat them and set Liverpool up nicely for us on a few days later. So yeah, make sure to tire them out. Make them run those. Maybe put a few tackles on some of them, and do as a cheeky job. MK Don's captain can't play Tuesday. Can you not? I don't know. Jesus Christ, boys. If anyone's a mod in the chat, can you get rid of that thing? Actually, I'll just do it myself. There we go. Get out. Get out. All that I know, man. It's actually sad. I'm devastated for him. This is the reason why I don't like Southgate, because what is the point? I understand the reason. The only reason why I called him up is because the media. If Maddison didn't get called up, the whole media would have absolutely rinsed him. He's literally a media manager. Foden got, he got stick for not playing Foden. Next game, who starts? Phil Foden. It's just, I know, man. Poor, innit? Starting for MK, all right. In goal, the main man, Daniel Iverson. Imagine I get to see Daniel Iverson start, which is going to be absolutely phenomenal. But to be fair, it might be Ward actually, because I think his confidence will be a bit lower after Wales. But yeah, Iverson award in goal. Back four, Castagna at right back. I'd go with. To be fair, my lineup for MK will be quite strong actually. Martin and Woot at the back. I think actually, yeah, I think Evans is injured, isn't he? I think he came off in one of the games early on. Left back will be Thomas. Midfield will be Samare. Obviously, he didn't play in the World Cup. I'd go with Samare, Tillemans, Braybrook. Left, I'll go Barnsley. I don't know, man. It's tough. It's tough, man. Do I go two up top? I don't know. Barnes left. I go Ian Archer up front. Then I was going to say play Daka off the right. That won't work, will it? Maybe Perez. I don't know, man. That's tough. I don't know. Just depends what formation we play for. But I don't think there's much point in changing formation, because the formation we've gone with recently has been working. So it's tough. But I think based on what you're saying, I think pretty much full strength. I think. Come on, my voice is so bad, man. Jesus. Do you think Maddison? I think. Well, I'm not saying if you start Maddison, we win the World Cup. But what I'm saying is, if Maddison had some minutes, he would have I think he would have helped us. If you look at the free kick towards the end, which I don't think it would have been any worse than Rashford. I think Rashford didn't do too bad of it really, but even that though, I'm not even bothered about him impacting games. Just give the guy some minutes, man. It's a dream of his to get a call up, and you send him out to Qatar. I can't remember words out. See, I haven't done this in a while. Sends him out there with all the boys, and he's buzzing for it, and he doesn't get any game time whatsoever. It's just a bit, I don't know. I don't know. Thoughts on Southgate staying. Now, personally, I think it's a stupid decision. I think the expectations in this country are rock bottom because this is, if you look at the team, this is one of England's best teams we've had in ages, and if we had a better manager than Southgate, I really think we could have won the World Cup this year because France, we should have beaten them. Argentina would have been difficult, but I think Argentina play well, sit back and concede in seconds, just like we saw today, and you can easily roll them over under some pressure. So I think we could have really won the World Cup this year, and with a manager who may be, I think against France we did get unlucky. I'll say that, but I just think the expectations and people saying Southgate's a fantastic manager and he's just not, is he? I know everyone says this, but the teams we've played have not been good at all. Yes, he beat Germany, but look at Germany. They're nowhere near what they used to be. They lost to Japan. Didn't get out of their group. It's like, you know what I mean? I can't work it out really why he's been allowed to stay on for another year, because there will be managers who would probably take the England job. And I think, yes, Southgate's done well. He's reunited the country. And by the way, I could rant about this for flipping it for forever, but I just don't understand the hype around Southgate and why people think he's such a good manager, because we've gone past these mediocre teams. We beat Iran and everyone's hailing him, saying, "Oh, it's coming home, mate." It's flipping Iran. Wales, USA, Senegal, and France. You know what I mean? It's like, if you look at the Euros as well, Croatia, fair enough, and then it was Scotland. We couldn't beat them. Czech Republic, I think it was. Germany, I'll give him that. But then it's like, who was it? Ukraine or Sweden? And then, Denmark, who are half decent, and then Italy, who we should have beaten. I can't work it out, to be fair. Yeah, rant over. I think we should start Vestergaard. I don't know about that, mate. I think Leicester playing youngsters. I think Leicester playing youngsters players, not all youngsters on Tuesday. A mix, yeah. I think that's the best way to do it. I reckon we only need one sign in January. We don't know case since maybe centre back possibly. Yeah, it's the only thing which scares me is Justin injured. I think we may need a left back or a right back who can play both sides, and maybe a right winger, because if we get a few more injuries, we are going to be stuffed. Who would you get as manager though? Good question. I'll say anyone. I think Thomas Tuchel was maybe interested in it. Anyone really. I think it's hard to really to pick out a name, but even Rodgers, I'd take Rodgers 100%. I don't want him. Do I want him to leave? No, I don't know. But the thing with me, I don't think Southgate would get a job in the Premier League. Maybe bottom tier of it, but not a top 10 club. Southgate won't manage Leicester or Newcastle or West Ham or anyone, or Villa, will he? You know what I mean? It's like, and if you look at these other teams, you've got like Luis Enrique, who, yes, Spain didn't do well, but he managed Barcelona to the Champions League, etc. So I don't know. I just think we could do with a more high quality manager, and then we could really do well, because and the most important thing, like that, the commentaries came in. He's got his favourites. Josh was playing a game there, and I saw Azzedine Ounahi. What a guy! Southgate was put Matt on all season. If something sitting on the bench, he's literally been on fire. Exactly. Yeah, I completely agree with that. Completely agree. What warrants Mason Mount starting? Yes, give him one game, but he didn't do anything. He didn't do absolutely anything. Give him another. Does nothing. Another does nothing. Another does nothing. What goes through your head to keep playing the same guy? I don't get it. I really just don't get it. Yeah, even the players on the bench, like he's bringing Calvin Phillips on. He's played about 60 minutes all season for Man City, all season, and he got someone like James Maddison. I know Phillips is a CDM, etc., but even so, You got Madison, who's been the most informed English attacking midfielder for this year and pretty much last season as well. And people forget that Madison was fantastic last year as well, and he should have got in the England squad in those Nations League games over the summer. I want Southgate is saying, "Oh, doesn't have any experience." Well, give him some experience then, because he had a clear chance to call him up, but you don't. Guy calls James Justin up. Blows my mind, honestly. Yeah, I'm just happy the World Cup's over because I don't like Southgate, to be fair, boy. I really don't. Feel sorry for Callum Wilson. It's another one. He's on form. Yes, he came on. I know Kane's difficult to obviously replace, but France game, you had one more sub to make. Put Wilson up or put Madison on. Throw the kitchen sink out. Just do it. Yes. In extra time, we'll probably be stuffed, but at least you've had to go at it. You know what I mean? It's like anyway. Back to Leicester we go. People used to criticise Amartey a lot. Now like him as a player. Why can't we do the same to Vestergaard? I just don't think Vestergaard suits the system. I really don't. I think the only time Vestergaard is decent is when you sit deep, and the only time we do that is against Man City, really. So I just don't think. To be fair, Hassan, I do understand your point, but I think I just can't see it working out for Yannick. Sadly, I really don't. And maybe he will get his chance, but for me, he's just shown too many flaws in his game, really. And I think he'd probably suit a team who doesn't play as high of a line as Leicester, and he gets exposed for that. So at least he played one game, but yeah, I understand. Perez penalty, Kane penalty. I remember that Stockport away, weren't it? What a hit! What a hit! But yeah, boys, I'm going to wrap this up in a few minutes' time. My voice is my throat is burning, so it's not a fun experience right now. But I'll keep going for a bit longer. Was it Southgate's fault to call it Madison for the first time? Yeah, it's just a media move. That's all it is. He only called him up to suit the media and the fans, because even every single person on Twitter was saying, "Oh, if Madison if you don't call him up, it's going to be, you know what I mean, like dumb, whatever." So that I think that's the only reason why he called him up, because if it wasn't for that media attention by the big news out by Sky, etc., everything really, it's literally everyone was talking about it. If he didn't call him up, he would have got absolutely slated. And I think that's the only reason why he called him up, to be fair. Simple as that, really, because I don't think he had any intention of playing him at all. Yes, he was injured in the first two games, but he weren't that bad, was it? You know what I mean? I think he got back fit in about a week, so it can't be that bad, can it? But yeah, it's just disappointing, really, because I think there was a good time to play him, 3-0 up against Wales, smashing Senegal. Bring him on, giving that experience, Southgate, which you want him to have. But no, don't bring him on. Yeah. This mad. I feel sorry for Madison for not playing. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I think it was probably a good experience to go out there, surrounded by these world class players and lots of Foden, Kane, etc., etc. But I think deep down, he's probably hurting a bit that he couldn't get some game time. But we'll go again in Euro 2024 and beat some smaller teams like Switzerland or whoever. Get all happy and then lose to, I don't know, Spain or Germany again. You know what I mean? I just think it's a constant cycle. But yeah, we'll see what happens with England on the front. Yeah, World Cup's done now, boys. Leicester are back. Proper football, to be fair. I would say proper football, but to be fair, the World Cup was crazy. Even the final was one that the final I watched today was honestly the best football game I've ever watched. It was crazy, but yeah, Euro 2024 is indeed. I think it's in Germany, isn't it? Which obviously I do hope England can win and bring it home, but do I think it will happen? Probably not. So Madison, yeah, to be fair, he might be back already. I think he obviously posted that stuff on the on his Instagram last night, but he could have just been done by a few days ago. So I think Leicester will finish 12th. Happy with that? Probably not, actually. I think 12th and win the Carabao Cup or win the FA Cup, I'll take that. But anything less, probably no. Because honestly, I keep telling you guys, Leicester are going to win the Carabao Cup this year. I'm telling you, it's happening. It's happening, all right? it will be difficult indeed. He wouldn't have been on the bench if he wasn't fit. Exactly that. Exactly that. And that's what I mean. It's not. I'm not really saying start Madison. I'm saying just give him some game time. Give him that experience because you know it's probably another opportunity he'll probably never get because next World Cup 2026, I think he'll probably be. Don't know. I don't even know how old James Madison is right now, but how old is he? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. James Madison is. It's coming up with some flipping old historic guy, so that's not very useful. James Madison, Leicester City is how old is he? 26. So yeah, by that time he'll be quite old. So well, not quite old, but he'll be his last chance. Madison, Mount 100%. Mount just ghosts, man, and I think Mount's been good in the past, but you know what I mean. He's got 2 goals and 2 assists all season. Every football's not just played in stats, but come off it, like, come on. Yeah. Anyway, less of my England rant, and we can focus on the boys now because big games coming up, boys. Big games. Yeah, that will be fantastic. Actually, I do want to try and go out there. I think I'll be in my final year of uni, which will be decent. So hopefully we can do that. Yeah, boys. I'm going to wrap up the stream tonight. It is good to be back talking to you boys once again. Thanks to you guys for popping it in the stream tonight. I do apologise for not uploading anything for the last 30 days or anything, but I want to take a bit of a break. Weren't really too keen on doing too much World Cup stuff, as you can probably see by my thoughts on England and the Southgate. So I think that's understandable. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow, either live or with a video with the MK Dons preview. Tuesday, MK Dons vlog. Wednesday, we'll be back on the Foxes 30 discussing the MK game. Thursday, Friday, we'll have a bit of transfer news if there is any. Saturday will be the Liverpool preview. No, Newcastle preview. That's obviously Christmas. And then the Newcastle reaction will be out a few days after that game or the day of it. Yeah. Obviously, Christmas time is hard to really predict or know what day it is. So, yeah, lots of stuff on the way. Have a good Christmas, boys, if I don't see you until then. But yeah, hopefully we can get the result against MK. I'll discuss that a bit later on. If you have enjoyed the stream tonight, make sure to drop a like. It massively helps the channel out. Subscribe as well. If you guys have not already, I'm going to try and stay as consistent as possible now for the rest of this season and beyond. And yeah, cheers for coming in, boys. Much appreciated. And I'll see you boys very, very soon in the next upload, which will be tomorrow night. So yeah, I'm SPORTSA. I'll see you guys very, very soon in my next video, boys. In a bit, stay safe and